Hello again. We are Chris Lee, Graham Doty, and Jay Greason of Southeastern 16. This is our reaction to LSU's game with UCLA that started on Monday night, is continuing here as we do this at 12:04, a few minutes after noon Central Time. LSU with an 8-4 lead, but UCLA has got the bases loaded. We're having a pitching change to Chase Shores. Last I looked, Graham, is that the situation?
Yeah, it's 8-5.
Oh, 8-5, excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, LSU has turned it over to Shores. Commercial break right now.
While we're in a break, reminder, support those who support our program. That is our friends at GameTime SIDEKICKS. They have officially licensed stainless steel drinkware. All SEC schools, over 350 more universities. Check out their website. You wouldn't believe the stuff they've got. It's top of the market quality as far as ice construction and construction and ice retention, double wall vacuum insulated, all logo printing and product decoration done in Knoxville. Tons of designs and logos. You can get your commemorative championship gear for your favorite team. They've got the college vault line that not a lot of people have. Everything from stainless steel sippy cups, tumblers, 40-ounce bottles, shaker cups. SE16 is your promo code for your 10% discount. And go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Get that. I use this one all the time. This is my water tumbler. It will hold ice and keep it icy for a dozen hours. And pretty good for coffee, too, Jay Greason. Jay, you need to unmute yourself. There we go.
In fact, not only is it tremendous for coffee, but we got a little coffee food truck, for a lack of a better term, on my way into work. And for $1, they'll fill your whatever cup you bring. So I feel like I'm maybe bankrupting a local Chattanooga business by getting 30 ounces for $1. Have you noticed that all the coffee places have to have some sort of really bad pun as a name? Like Mean Mug or To Go Joe or
Bean.
Yeah, it's got to have a bean or a hot Java and this one, of course, is Code Brew. So it is what it is. Trey, I take my coffee. I've got a joke for it, but it's inappropriate. It's black and strong, brother.
How'd I know that was coming? Do you really get 30 ounces of coffee?
Yeah, that's my second cup.
There's no way you drink 60 ounces of coffee.
Well, the first one's just a normal cup in the morning, brother. I get up at 5, and I had to put the alcohol aside. I go through some coffee.
Jay, where are you on energy drinks?
It's a hard pass.
Why?
I don't do sugar.
I have sugar free.
Yeah, some of them don't have as much sugar.
I don't do carbonation. It's either pretty much water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea.
All right, back to baseball. Chase Shores, I think with 1 or 2 pitches, has just gotten LSU out of the 8th with the 5-3 lead. I think the story of the game, 2 parts, guys. Last night, Jared Jones hit a 388-foot homer that just cleared the right field wall. Opposite field was hit, I think, about 111 off the bat-ish. And just like the minute he hit it, you're like, I think that's gone. And it was. In a tournament where it is tough to get it out, Jones had gone 0 for 5 the night before. That really put some mojo into him and the LSU dugout. And I think on the resumption, Anthony Einson had not been good last night, gave up 3 runs in 3 innings through 44 pitches. Obviously was not going to pitch upon the restart. And Graham, they went to, as we thought, Case and Evans, who was the truth until very late in his appearance, went 5+ and bridged the game, I think, almost exactly the way Jay Johnson had hoped up until the very end.
Yeah, I don't think he probably would prefer that he didn't have to go to Shores in that spot. You don't want to burn him, but I'm trying to find how many pitches Ianson threw. He threw 44 pitches, so he could potentially be on the table here moving forward for LSU, but look, again, if you're the Tigers, you got to go all in to win this game. Like, it's so important to go up 2-0 on your side of the bracket. So I'm sure, again, he didn't want to use Shores, but hey, you got to do what you got to do.
As bad as game one was for Arkansas, was as blissful as Monday was for Arkansas. They give the ball to Gage Wood, and he gives them 9. Then you get this weather disaster. If you're an LSU fan, that you're burning through pitches like a 25-year-old Jay Greason burned through dollar bills at a strip club. I mean, they're going everywhere.
Yeah, it's interesting to see where LSU went, and when Cooper Williams in the first part of that jam, and then went to Shores again. I think their circle of trust is pretty small again. Very interestingly, no Zach Cowan. I don't know if he's been up in the bullpen warming up. Haven't been looking for it specifically. Eric might know, one of our resident UCLA guys. Cheddar Goblin too. And then where's Caleb? Caleb in here? But just kind of keeping an eye on that one, because Drake, you're right. Like, nobody was doing the happy dance more than Dave Van Horn after the rain last night. That really, Arkansas had an incredible, and I know this is an LSU video in UCLA, but we are going to look ahead a little bit. And I think that really changed the nature of the tournament a little bit, both for Arkansas and for LSU.
Well, the other thing too, the weather in Omaha today is going to be awful. So, I mean, there's no guarantee that after this game that it's going to be smooth sailing the rest of the way.
Oh.
I mean, I was looking up the weather earlier. It is definitely going to rain in Omaha. My phone says 80% chance of rain.
Well, Jay Johnson and forget Dave Van Horn's happy dance. Jay Johnson may want to get this one in and start doing a rain dance. Can you say rain dance? I don't get a playbook on that stuff. I don't know how those things work.
Well, that would be an interesting twist, because I thought that, like, the rain shifted a lot of good fortune Arkansas's way. Like, would another day help shift it back to LSU a little bit?
Well, if you win this one and then you get a weather break, it brings the Matrix, Mr. Anderson, back into play.
You lost me on that one.
The Matrix?
Oh, Kate Anderson. Never mind. Sorry. I was going too deep into that one. Yeah,
right.
I saw it. I think for LSU today, we talked about Jared Jones getting the big hit. That was yesterday. And Stephen Milam, guys, Jay, you mentioned it, kind of like that kid just comes up big time and time and time again in the postseason for LSU.
He does. He's up to 12 hits in the tournament. His batting average is almost 500. That guy, he's just been money for LSU. Like, whenever they need something good to happen offensively, defensively, like he's been the one to make the plays.
His dad is in the familiar rotation. The camera folks know where Stephen Milam's pop is.
And Derek Curiel's dog.
Yeah.
And just in case we missed it, we got to see how Kate Anderson's mom felt about things about 5 minutes ago.
So right now they're showing a graphic for UCLA. UCLA has used 13 different pitchers in their 2 games. To me, like, that's the difference between somebody like LSU and UCLA. Like, LSU just has dude after dude that they can bring out there. UCLA is just mowing through arms right now. And they're 2 games.
I think it was 9.
Was it 9?
Yeah, and I think maybe 13 in the postseason. That could be it. Yeah, okay. I think that was it.
They've used 7 in this game, counting what they used yesterday.
Yeah.
And none of them more than 2 innings.
This home plate umpire in this game, let's just say it's been an adventure.
I feel like it's been like that a little bit this tournament.
I mean, like anything on inside on these hitters, like it's a strike. Feels like almost every time.
You've definitely had some framing jobs done in this tournament.
Did you guys think that the rain delay, going back to last night, who did you think that benefited more? LSU or UCLA coming into this one?
Probably UCLA.
In the moment, probably neither. In big picture, everybody else in the bracket. Because I think Anderson was going to chew some innings yesterday, and now you got to win this. You got to win this game. You have to win this game, especially with Arkansas looming tonight, allegedly. So, but yes. And to circle back to it, and I know it was yesterday, not only was the Jones home run just monstrous for his psyche, answering a 3 spot in the bottom of 1 was enormous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what UCLA, they put up 3 in the first, and then LSU immediately responds with 4. So, you were kind of thinking like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think you would have gotten more out of Irons, and he settled down after that first inning. And then you're not using Case and Evans as much. Who knows? Maybe not at all. But,
right.
If you get up, let's say you're up 8-3, like they were at one point, and you get Einstein, say, through 7, then you probably go Williams, Shores, and can get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you're the home team. So,
right. Another pitching change here for UCLA, by the way. So this is 10 in 2 games. Were you guys surprised with the lack of the crowd today?
yes.
I was too. I know it's 10 a.m., but let's get real. Like when you go to Omaha, you're there for one reason, to go to the game. You can only go to that zoo so many times. I'm speaking from experience.
I mean, who's next in the UCLA bullpen? Ed O'Bannon? I mean,
Trevor Bauer might be available.
They wish.
That's a dude who'd have been. He may still be at the zoo.
If he's allowed.
But yeah, Eric says in the chat, UCLA is scared to death of Milam's bat right now in the box. Like I agree. Like he's been a difference maker in this game and all postseason long. So this is your typical spot where Milam comes up large.
Yeah, this is the 8th guy UCLA has used in the game, and the 6th guy is used in today's portion of the game.
By the way, Chris, you were asking about Caleb. Caleb just popped in.
Oh, hey, Caleb.
Good to have you, Caleb. And then Luke asked, what do we think about UCLA uniforms? I can't give it enough thumbs up. All the thumbs up. Their uniforms are sensational.
I thought that was the best uniform both teams had in this one. I love the LSU pinstripes. I feel like we don't see those as much.
I know. Give me the LSU pinstripes. Like I don't like the gold at all.
Mm-mm. The gold's just too much.
I'm at the downtown office. I do not have an angle on their uniforms, but I do agree with Ross. Almost always the default gray it's hard to mess up a good looking gray baseball uniform.
So Caleb popped in. I want to know, what has anything been said about Zach Cowan? Is he hurt? Do they just lose trust in him? It's weird.
Yeah, that's to any LSU fan right now in our chat watching. I feel like we talk about him all the time, and he just hasn't pitched much lately.
He's pitched twice in a month, and
So
they were not good.
It's either health related or, like you said, they have lost confidence in him.
Yeah, Eric nailed it here. I think pinstripes are hard to do poorly. Unless you change uniforms.
Well, so did UCLA.
I thought those are the ones UCLA wore last night.
That's what they wore their first game in the tournament.
Oh, I thought they were wearing this blue last night. I never really thought about that. I guess you can changing uniforms mid-game.
It makes it easy on the equipment guys.
Sure.
Because that would be a tight turnaround. I have to wash all those uniforms and then like 10 a.m. first pitch. That is a tight turnaround.
What was UCLA wearing yesterday?
I think they're grays, right?
I could have sworn it was the same thing, but maybe I'm confusing.
Ooh, that was a big strikeout right there.
Yep. It's one of the few times he's looked fooled at the plate lately. That being Stephen Milam.
All right, Eric's saying UCLA is wearing the same uniform, so maybe I'm wrong. I thought they were definitely in the grays to start this game. Yeah, then Cheddar said they were gray and blue. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were gray.
Score is 8-5, Keith. LSU got a little something going with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Was that Jake Brown that just singled to right? So LSU's got first and third with 2 outs. And an insurance run would be huge.
Yeah. Real quick, Jerry Moore, to answer your question, we will actually make a video about portal additions for all the schools. So Ole Miss is starting to pick up a lot of portal commits right now, so we'll dive into that in a separate video. But so far, so good for the Rebels in that area.
Big spot for Bear Jones here against a righty.
By the way, do you guys remember Tanner Allen from Mississippi State? He called Bear Jones having a monster impact in this game. This was last night, about 30 minutes or an hour before the game. He said, keep an eye on Bear Jones. He said, I have a gut feeling he's going to do something big. And then he hit the 3-run home run in his first at bat. If you don't follow Tanner Allen, like, he's a really good college baseball follow.
Yes, I agree. I do follow him. By the way, another follow, and I tweeted this out. The text alerts, hey, there you go. Jared Jones delivers a line drive single up the middle. That'll make it a 4-run game. Put another man on third. So now the best, well, that's the fourth one's always big because the Grand Slam can only tie it. So, and he laid off the breaking ball on that first pitch too, which that's what they've been working on with him. That was a really good at bat for Jared Jones.
Yeah, so he and Fry were the ones we were touching on. I think it was yesterday. Those guys need to step up. So between those two, they have 3 hits, and Jones by himself has 4 RBIs. So those two have been really good for LSU today.
What were we into before that? Between uniforms and Jared Jones.
Where were we? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I felt like there was something we were about to hit, and then we didn't.
I don't know. I can't remember. Can you, Jay?
No. No, I got the Tommy boy. I mean, It's bong resin and peanut M&Ms. That's all I got. My head's got a thick candy shell on it.
Yeah, Cowan was part of the discussion. Okay. Cowan is in the pen right now. Okay, that's interesting. So now we know. Thank you, Kenny.
That is interesting that he's in the pen.
But is he warming up, though? Or is he just in the pen?
Now they're saying the staff lost confidence in him.
Luis Hernandez gets nicked by a pitch, so now is that Michael Braswell? I believe it is. Who could use a hit?
Geez, that graphic they're showing right now, LSU as a team is hitting almost 450 with the bases loaded in the tournament.
Goodness.
Ooh, he has struggled. 1 for his last 31.
I remember watching him as a freshman at South Carolina. I thought he was going to be a superstar. And I think he was a two-way player, was he not? Am I dreaming that?
I don't know. I can look it up.
Chris wants to know how this affects LSU's bullpen going forward. That is a good question. Let me pull up what they've used so far. All right.
You're right. He was a two-way player at South Carolina.
Okay, they've used in this game Einson, Evans, Williams, and Shores. Okay, there's out 3. So LSU will go to the top of the 9th with a 9-5 lead, and we'll see who they roll out. I presume that would be Chase Shores, because why not? Let's see, guys. LSU, I'm looking at this. I'm seeing who LSU used in a regional, but not so far in Omaha. Zach Cowan threw 35 pitches in the Monday game. William Schmidt threw 30 in the Saturday game. Jaden Newt threw 50 on Sunday. Maverick Rizzi threw in Friday and Sunday's games. Jacob Mayers threw Saturday and Sunday, and DJ Primo threw Sunday. None of those guys have been used in the tournament yet, in this tournament, that is.
That's funny, Kenny. He asked in the chat, does ESPN have a contract they have to show everyone's parents at least once in each game? Yes. And if Skeens and Livy Dunn are there, then by God, they're going to get every third inning.
Yeah. I will say, so how it really goes down is in these production meetings, like the ESPN producer, director, broadcasters. It's like you visit with coaches, whatever players you want, and then like they'll literally give you the list. Like so-and-so's family is sitting in this section of the stadium. That way, they have that. So like, yes, they literally get that information and go over all of it.
Yeah, some speculation here that Cowan will get the start in the next game. Which at this point, why not?
I think that has a lot to do with when the next game may be if they hold on here and more weather comes.
Yeah.
Well, that's true also.
Would you want to go with Cowan or circle back to Anderson? Or maybe Ianson, since he was under 50 pitches?
I think it would depend on the day. And also, since you'd be in the winner's bracket, you'd have to lose twice. You don't necessarily have to hurry the Matrix back to the mound.
Well, I don't think you're going to – the Matrix threw how many pitches? He threw 106 on Saturday. I don't think you're going to bring him back for a Wednesday night start on that short rest, not with all at stake for him in the draft. And remember, you can roll him back over if you win that one. Let's say you go unbeaten through that, then you can roll him over and start him Sunday. I think the bigger question to me is what they do with Einstein, guys.
Yeah. Kenny, I wouldn't go Schmidt. Like that is a big spot for a true freshman.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do that.
Well, and Jay Johnson talked this season about probably not pitching him on weekends in SEC play, which sounded like hey, let's break this in slowly. And some of that might just be they had so many other good options, right? It might have been as much about how they could cover the innings without him, because if you got that luxury, with a guy like William Schmidt needs to be developed very carefully, because he was a first rounder last year if he'd gone, and you don't want to kill the guy's confidence or his arm or anything if you can cover innings, which the four guys they had did so much of that all year. I guess the point is I don't know if that was as much about William Schmidt as it was about the rest of the staff, but probably both. DeAndre, we're in the top of the ninth. LSU's got a 9-5 lead, and we're saying that some of you guys are at work and have let us know you can't watch, so we'll try to keep you updated here. We've got Chase Shores on the mound. No outs so far, leadoff man.
You guys didn't know in a different life, Chris was a play-by-play broadcaster. He went on the road with the Vandy baseball team.
That was called an accident. That was called. There was literally nobody remotely competent to do it. So
back before the games were on the radio,
I held a phone to my ear, literally, the entire game.
Well, I hope Marconi approved of your draconian measures there, Hotshot.
One away. Chase Shores gets a ground out.
Where are they in the order? Oh, here comes the big dude.
Chalowski. Well, he grounded out too. He's not had a good College World Series.
He has not.
He dogged that ground ball too.
Oh, well, it's easy to do when you're losing by 4. He's not going to beat a ground ball to the second baseman. Like, he's not going to beat that out.
Yeah, Eric says the LSU fans are nervous about pitching.
I think you're fine.
Look, all these guys are talented.
Yeah,
all of them, and I think you see guys are pitching better in this tournament now that you got a ballpark to play in, where a miss hit ball to the opposite field clears the fence sometimes. It's nothing like that this tournament.
I feel like it's everybody's worried about one or the other with LSU. Offense, pitching. Well, the offense put up a 9 spot today. So then you flip it, and now you complain about the pitching. It's like, guys, you're the favorites according to Vegas for a reason.
I mean, I like their pitching.
We're college sports fans. We got to worry about something.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
fan is short for fanatic.
True. I mean, compared to Coastal and Arkansas, yeah, there's a little concern. Compared to everybody else, they're fine.
Rain or no rain, this is going to push the schedule back even further, because the next game's supposed to start in 20 minutes?
That's
ain't no way that's happening. They got to clear the ballpark.
Luke wants updated odds after this game, Joe.
I'll give. I actually just looked at that, Luke. The only odds that I see posted because of the unknown situation right here is Oregon State is a sizable favorite over Louisville.
I can see that.
They're at minus 215 on the money line.
Okay, this on the graphic, LSU is 2-0 for the 8th time in College World Series history. They've won the whole thing 6 times when they've started 2-0.
Wow.
I think that was 3 ground balls to the second baseman there for Shores.
Yeah, it was.
In the ninth. I mean, that is another thing. That's 2 straight games where Chase Shores has come up big for them in a key late inning spot. I know it hasn't been like super high pressure. Well, wait a minute. Let's see. The other night, yeah, that was a 3-run game. With that Arkansas lineup, that's one that could get away from your hurry. But I think that's one of my big things. And if you get Cowan back pitching well, and I guess we're about to see in the next 24 hours, outlook is different, I think, for LSU.
Chase Shores needs to come back next year. Yeah, what is his status?
He's a draft eligible junior. Didn't pitch for most of 2 years. I mean, look, if Chase Shores comes back and shoves, he's a first-round pick next year.
What do you think he is right now? Top 10 rounds?
I'm going to guess second, maybe third, because everybody knows who Chase Shores is. Somebody will take a chance on the upside, and that's the issue.
I guess what would you guys do? Would you roll the dice, get paid a lot of money to return to LSU, be a first-round pick next year, or go ahead and get paid now as a second-round pick and start your professional clock?
I think you hedge there. I think you explore the draft process, and when you see your name in rounds 4, 5, or 6, and you can make more money going back to Red Stick, then that's how you play it.
Yeah, I mean, NIL, this would have been an easier thing before the rules change. Now, LSU's got some deals with equipment manufacturers. If you can get Chase Shores, $500,000 with Rawlings or somebody like that, then, hey, it's like you get 2 signing bonuses, the one this year and one next year.
LSU is not Rollins, by the way. They're what's the guy that was at LSU forever that created the company in Baton Rouge, Marucci?
Oh yeah, okay.
That's what they are.
Yeah. Okay.
They were always and forever will be LSU. Yep.
Do they do gloves?
Or they do anything and
bats?
everything, and they're based out of
bats.
LSU.
Yeah.
The reason I know this is I reached out to them. So if you're watching and you want to be a sponsor, hey, hit us up.
Absolutely. Well, ESPN didn't linger long. They went straight to First Take.
Which means it's an instant, let me cut my TV off.
Exactly.
Oh, are you telling me that Screaming A doesn't have anything to float your boat?
Playing solitaire while the game's going on in the NBA Finals.
Hey, if the Marucci folks call, Graham, is Chris going to make us all get up and emulate our swing like we have to wave these cups?
Hey, I'll do anything. I'll wear the glove, batting gloves. I'll hold up a baseball like this. Whatever you guys want me to do.
We could keep it themed, and we can go cups and cups.
What if they make hats for bats?
Keep that alone.
Yeah, Kenny, I always knew Marucci was LSU, but they really got on my radar because Little Rock uses them, and since they were in Baton Rouge for that regional, like that really went viral when the whole Little Rock baseball team went to their factory and they got the tour.
So LSU double dips. Nike for uniforms and cleats.
Because you want that Nike money.
Well, you also want the Nike prestige.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to scoot in a minute because we're gonna do a preview for Arkansas and UCLA, which allegedly will be tonight. I think we have some doubts about that. But takeaways from what you saw the last 24 hours with LSU. I'll start with you, Jay.
Monster win for LSU. I love the stat Graham tossed out that they won 6 natties in their previous 7 2-0 starts in Omaha, which is not only awesome, but also somewhat expected. Huge day for Jared Jones. I tip the visor to Jay Johnson. You got to use who's in front of you in the moment to win this game. You have to. You can't. Don't save somebody. Ross, great point. Milam was clutch. At some point later in this tournament, I'll share a story about a guy I went to high school with whose last name was Milam. It's not bad. It is monster win for LSU. And I have not seen updated odds, but as of last night when the rains came, LSU is now your betting favorite against the field to win the whole thing at -105.
Yeah, not a surprise. Yeah, so to me, like we are on the verge of LSU Coastal Carolina, in my opinion, playing for the whole thing. So LSU is in the driver's seat. Congratulations on the win, all you Tiger fans in the chat and watching. So if it is LSU Coastal Carolina, like Wes just says in the chat, sign me up for that. That's going to be a great series.
Yeah, I think for me, the big thing was LSU got Bear Jones going. Big home run to change the momentum last night. Of course, the game finished today, and then a big single to kind of end it, laid off a breaking pitch. That's one. Number two, Case and Evans did Case and Evans things, and Chase Shores, that's two really good relief outings in a row in high leverage spots. So I think, and Stephen Milam continues to hit. I think those are things. I think the weather did bring this tournament back towards the field a little bit with the rain, with the Einstein deal, but I'm watching to see, does that flip it again to the point where Einstein's on the board sooner, whatever. Like if LSU gets pushed back another day, then I think that's got a shot to sort of undo what, in my opinion, gave Arkansas a better chance with this one getting pushed back a little bit. So
right.
In any case, we will be back tonight. We'll be talking about, if it's played, the winner of UCLA and Arkansas. We are leaving this studio. We're going to record. It won't be live, but we're going to do a preview of Arkansas and UCLA. And we will be here for you throughout the tournament to recap what goes on. Don't forget, visit our sponsor, GameTime SIDEKICKS. Get your tremendous stuff. Hit the membership tier at the top. It's a donation to the channel, $4 a month. Get you some bonus content, which we'll be doing again too. So anyway, for Jay Greason, for Graham Doty, I'm Chris Lee. You've been watching baseball content here at Southeastern 16. God bless you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon.